Hello, today we're going to go over two types of chemical bonds, ionic and covalent. Now, before we get started, there are a few things you should know beforehand. You should be familiar with the periodic table, the elements, groups and their behaviors, valence electrons, and ions. It would be also good to know the Lewis dot structure. Now, it's not something that you really need to know, but it definitely helps for visualizers such as myself. So, why all the bonds? All atoms seem to have a full valence shell, and their goal can be accomplished by two different means, an ionic bond or a covalent bond. The images below may not make sense now, but hopefully, after watching this video, you'll be able to understand them. An ionic bond is formed when a metal gives its electron or electrons to a nonmetal. It produces a cation and an anion, and their opposite charges create a strong bond. It takes the form as a solid, specifically a salt. An ionic bond has a few notable characteristics as well, in addition to the previous. It has a high melting point, and is rather hard and brittle. It's conductible in regards to electricity. While it doesn't conduct electricity very well as a solid, it's an excellent conductor as a hydrated solution. Additionally, an ionic bond can only dissolve in water. I've got an example of an ionic bond in the bottom right-hand corner. As you can tell, it's sodium chloride, though most probably know it as a table salt. As you can see, the sodium gave up its only electron, and now both of the atoms are satisfied. The sodium got rid of its valence electron and became positive, and the chlorine now has a full valence shell and is negative. Now, a covalent bond is different than an ionic bond. It's almost the complete opposite. A covalent bond is formed when nonmetals share their electrons, which makes it not as strong as an ionic bond. It primarily takes the form of gases and liquids, and also has a few notable characteristics. It has a low melting point and cannot conduct electricity. A covalent bond can also dissolve in water, but unlike an ionic bond, it can also dissolve in nonpolar solvents. Additionally, a covalent bond results in a covalent compound, which is also known as a molecule. Note that ionic compound is just called an ionic compound. In the corner, you can see dioxide, a common covalent compound. They're sharing valence electrons, so both of them can say, "Hey, we have 8 valence electrons. We're complete." Hopefully, you now know about ionic and covalent bonds. An ionic bond results from a transfer of valence electrons from a metal to a nonmetal. It produces ions with a strong bond, and it has several important characteristics. A covalent bond results from sharing valence electrons between nonmetals, and it has its own special characteristics. Time for a little review. You can pause the video here and answer the questions. Take your time, no one's rushing you. So, good luck! And here are the answers. For question 1, an ionic bond consists of a metal and a nonmetal. For question 2, a covalent bond usually takes the form of gases and liquids. Question 3, a covalent bond does not need at least one cation and ion. However, an ionic bond does need ions. Question 4, both bonds are soluble in water. Did you get them all right? If not, you can rewatch this video or check out the links below. Well, that's all I got for you today. I hope this got you prepared for a quiz or helped you learn something new. Have a good day and keep on learning.